Hello viewers, welcome back to a new video of Sunanda's tutorial. Today I will discuss about different types of life cycles present in algae. The first one is haplontic life cycle. Here the main body is haploid and produce gametes, so represent the gametophytic phase of the life cycle. During the growing season, the gametophytic plant multiplies by vegetative means by the formation of mitospore. These mitospores on germination produce gametophytic plant. Towards the end of the growing season, the gametophytic plant produce gametes in gametangia. Their gametes fuse to form zoospores or zygote, which during germination undergo zygotic meiosis and produce 4 haploid spores known as meiospores. Then each haploid meiospores germinate to produce a new gametophytic plant. So it is the overall haplontic life cycle. There is no alternation of generation. Such a life cycle is called haplontic. Example, some green alga, charophyte and bangia in red algae. So this type of life cycle. Then diplontic life cycle. The dominant phase here in diplontic life cycle is sporophyte and diploid. It is sporophytic plant, but it bears sex organs which produce gametes. Meiosis or reductional division occur at the time of differentiation of gametes in sex organ. This is known as gametogenic meiosis. In this organism, haploid condition is limited to the gametes alone. The gametophytic phase in such forms is thus extremely reduced, and it is a brief phase represented by few haploid cells, the gametes only. So the gametes are only haploid cells in the whole life cycle. At the time of gametic fusion, the diploid condition is re-established. That means 2 haploid gametes fuse to form one diploid condition. The zygote by equational mitosis develops into sporophytic plant. Then diplohaplontic phase, it is the third type of life cycle and typically observed in olivales, cladophorales, in the green algae and Ectocarpus dictyota like brown algae. There is alternation of 2 distinct vegetative individuals having not only different chromosome number but also different functions. One of these individuals is haploid gametophyte, which is concerned with sexual reproduction, and the other is diploid sporophyte. It produces sexual spore called meiospore. This type of life cycle, which consists in alternation of 2 vegetative individuals, the gametophyte and sporophyte, with sporogenic meiosis, is called diplohaplontic life cycle. It is a widespread type of life cycle and divided into 2 categories. One is isomorphic diplohaplontic life cycle, another one is heteromorphic or heterologous diplohaplontic life cycle. In case of isomorphic or homologous diplohaplontic life cycle, the 2 vegetative individual, that is gametophyte and sporophyte, are morphologically similar, but in case of heteromorphic it is dissimilar type. Then haplobiontic life cycle. This is either diaphasic or triphasic life cycle. In Nemmalion, a red alga exhibit 2 haploid phases and a diploid zygote. Hence, this type of haplobiontic is diaphasic as it consists of 2 haploid thallus. It is because it is also called as haplohaplontic. In Nemmalion, dominant phase is gametophytic that produces gametes. Zygote is formed after gametic union. That means 2 haploid gamete fuse to form zygote that develop into carposporophyte after meiosis. Carposporophyte produces carpospores that ultimately germinate to produce main gametophytic plant body again. Then haplontic type of life cycle. Batrachospermum, which is a red algae, exhibit haplobiontic life cycle, but it is triphasic as it consists of 3 prominent haploid phases: main gametophyte, then carposporophyte, then chantrantia phase. Therefore, this life cycle may be called as haplontic type of life cycle. Zygote is the only diploid phase of this life cycle. The main plant body, which is gametophyte, produces gametes. These gametes fuse to form zygote that undergoes meiosis and develop into carposporophyte. Carposporophytes are thus haploid. Then carpospores of carposporophyte germinate to form Chantrantia stage. Chantrantia stage then develop into normal gametophyte, which is again haploid. So it is haplodic life cycle. Then diplobiontic life cycle. It is the last one. It is also a triphasic life cycle. This life cycle consists of 3 phases. 2 phases are diploid and 1 is haploid. The main plant body is gametophytic, that is haploid, that produces gametes. Zygote is formed by syngamy, that is fusion of gametes. In this life cycle, zygote differentiates into diploid carposporophyte. Diploid carposporangia develop in carposporophyte and diploid carpospores are produced within the carposporangia. On liberation, carpospores develops into diploid tetrasporophyte. Tetraspores are produced after meiosis inside tetrasporangia. So they are haploid. Tetraspore eventually develops into main gametophytic plant thallus. This type of life cycle is exhibited by some members of red algae such as Polysiphonia. So it is all about different types of life cycle present in different classes of algae. So from tomorrow I will discuss about different topics comes on the fungi. So stay tuned and enjoy my video. Thank you.